Hello, welcome to my channel Glen. My name's Glenn. This is my cryptocurrency journey, talking about my learnings and day-to-day activity in crypto space. Thank you for joining this video. If you like this style of content, these live chats, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate the thumbs up that I get on this channel. And also, if you're new to this channel, please feel free to click the subscribe button and join us in this cryptocurrency journey. If you'd like to chat to me outside of these YouTube videos, you can contact me through the Telegram group chat, which you'll actually see here. I try and include it in the video so everyone's a part of it, but that's the sort of way that I communicate with most of my following from YouTube. Also, you can contact me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all with the name Glen. So I welcome you to find me through any of your favourite social medias. So what we're going to be talking about today, obviously today I was going to talk about something completely different, but I'll save that for another day. The big shock that's come out today is that we actually received an email today from what I understand, the CEO, Matthew Vossman, from Envion. And as you guys may know, obviously Envion let me down in a big way. They came out not too long ago and it seems like it was a bit of a scam, but now there seems to be this battle between the founders of Envion and the CEO of Envion. Apparently the founders employed the CEO to help them push the ICO further and try and get a more corporate investors involved. But now he's decided to take things into his own hands. He believes that they've done something wrong. They're saying he's done something wrong, and now there's a dispute between who should actually hold on to the tokens and obviously the money. They raised $100 million worth of cryptocurrency. Now you have to bear in mind some of that was credit card transactions, some of it were Ethereum payments and Bitcoin payments. So you would imagine that, well, based on the last few months, probably not, but generally Bitcoin went up in value quite a lot during that ICO. Towards the end it started to obviously dip down a bit, but we were talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum being worth $1,200, whereas before they even started that ICO, Ethereum was about, I would say, tinkering on $400, maybe $450, something like that, which I know it's back at those levels now, but if they converted their cryptocurrency into US dollars at the time, then they done pretty well. So I think maybe they've got more than 100 million. Someone actually in the Telegram group chat mentioned earlier about apparently the audit have discovered that they've got something like 2.5 billion in the bank, according to the report. That's unconfirmed. Wayne posted that in the Telegram group chat. That's a huge amount of money. I don't know how they would have accumulated that amount of money, especially as they have not done anything so far to actually mine a cryptocurrency. So we received this email today from Matthew Vossman. BP says, "Hi Glenn." S Extreme says, "All right, dude, good timing. Just finished catching up on Love Island." I'm a bit behind with that. Damn it. I'm going to miss all the gossip. So this letter from Envion Investors by Matthew Vossman. Let's see what he says before obviously we start criticising them. "You have been waiting on the audit results for some time, and I can now announce some preliminary findings. The Swiss branch of BDO, the global auditing firm, $8.2 billion US revenues in 2017, started auditing Envion AG 2 weeks ago and have completed corporate governance, legal and compliance. Most important finding, the capital increase was conducted in accordance with Swiss laws." So he's saying they stuck to all the Swiss laws up until this point. Insinuations that CEO Matthew Vossman allowed a capital increase in violation of the Swiss company laws are therefore baseless and fabricated. They solely serve the purpose to distract attention and severe and potentially criminal irregulations in the ICO. What remains is a dispute at a civil court in Germany where two parties have different views on a bilateral agreement. So apparently this court date is tomorrow in Germany, so I've heard. I don't know how true that is. But obviously it's a civil court, so they're going to obviously hash it out. I've actually been to civil court, oddly enough, and it's normally where you have sort of experts in financial matters sitting across the table from you and obviously listening to both sides of the argument and sort of asking, well, where did that come from? Where did that go? Why did you do this? That sort of thing. And obviously they make their own decision. From what I can understand, from what my experience is in these sort of matters, I assume what's going to happen tomorrow, if that is the case, they're going to both go into court, both express their views of what's happened, and then the court will get adjourned and ask for information to back up what they're saying. Because anyone can stand in court and say, no, he ran off with the money on the 15th of October. They'll say, okay, well, can you send us some proof so we can believe your statement from October? So this could be re-adjourned and obviously go on for sort of months. That's my opinion. It could be sorted out tomorrow. I would love it if it was, because obviously a lot of you, the reason I'm talking about envion today was a lot of you that are watching my channel and watching my videos have found me through envion videos. So even though I'm not personally invested in envion anymore, a lot of you watching this video may be still to this date. So I feel like it's only fair that obviously I continue reporting on the story of envion and seeing it through to the end. And who knows, they may get themselves sorted out and they may actually start being profitable for people. That's what I really hope. That, fingers crossed, whether I'm a part of it or not, you know, I might end up losing out, because if they end up sorting themselves out and their token's worth $50 a token and I've got none, obviously I'll feel like a right idiot because I cashed out. But to me, that's, you know, I've made my decision. I've backed out from envion, but now obviously I want you guys, I want everyone who has stuck it through, and even people like my friend Dan, he's purchased using credit cards and he can't backtrack it now because it's past his date. He rung them up. So he's got like 2,000 tokens, whether he likes it or not. So yeah, and obviously my friend Nathan and all you guys all watching this, there's many of you watching this video that, you know, obviously I've built a connection with and sort of like a bond, if you like, even though that's only digitally. You know, there's a lot of you out there that I hope they do really well. I hope you make loads of money. So I do still hope the best for this ICO, even though I'm not a part of it anymore, because I would love, obviously, you guys to do well. So hopefully they can sort this shit out. Let's see what they're saying. So the last remaining chapter of the audit is the financial statement, of which the ICO is an important part. BDO, which is the auditing firm, requested us to provide documentation of every single transaction of the ICO, from the individual investor level to the ICO wallets, and from there to the envion wallets at Bank Frick, as well as to any other wallet with proof of control. So they want to know where the money is, where the coins are, where they were sent to, and where they are now. Which is good. That's what we all want to know, isn't it? I don't know if you guys agree with me. Andrea says, I've still got 18,200 tokens still holding. So yeah, I hope this all works out for you, Andreas. I really do. He also said, sorry to hear you cashed out, but I hope you invest the cashed out capital well. No, everything's gone down since then. So Crypto Johnny says, smoke and mirrors. Good day. But yeah, this is the thing. There's been a big pump today. Obviously, I ain't even talked about it. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's finish this email off. This is because BDO insists to get the full and unmanipulated picture. So they want the full picture of what's gone on, what's happened, where it is, which is really, that's what we all want. So whether we can trust this BDO, I don't know if anyone's ever looked into them. Maybe I'll do a bit of research after this video, but hopefully we can trust in them to bring out a clearer picture of what's happened. And obviously, well, let's finish this letter first before I get into my thoughts. The so-called founders team refused to provide this data continuously, and in spite of several letters from our lawyers since February, as a consequence, Envion AG had to file a court case for the data. Of course, one wonders why the so-called founders refused to provide transparency. What is it in this data can reveal? What secret do they carry? So he believes that within this data that they're holding, there is something that can be used against them, and they don't want to give that up likely. I don't know what to make of that. While courts take their time, we are working hard to interpolate data, combine public sources like the Ethereum blockchain with KYC and credit card databases in order to fill the gaps and satisfy the order. Two things we can say already now. The capital is not gone. It sits in the bank with the exception of 12.284 Ethereum, which right now is worth $6,000, and 525 Bitcoin. I can't work that out. 6,500 times 525. And the so-called founder teams owes Envion and its investors. That means we're able to invest and follow the plan. After selecting the best and most efficient technology in the market, public tender not excluded, all that will happen as soon as the audit is done. I know that patience is difficult exercise, especially in a fast-moving crypto world, but I'm sure it will pay off. Best regards, Matthias Wastman. So there you go, guys. So a few interesting things there. He's saying that actually the founder teams are withholding information, even though they've had lawyers and solicitors getting involved. Whether we should believe that or not, I don't know. Take that with a pinch of salt, I suppose. He's also saying that the founder teams are actually holding on to a bit of Ethereum and also quite a bit of Bitcoin. So let's do 525 Bitcoin times 6. I think it's worth 6,700 at the minute. I may be wrong. So that's about 3.5 million. So we're not talking about pocket money here. But then I assume then if they're holding, if that's all they have, if they're holding on to, if you add that all up together, like let's just round it up to say 4 million. If they're holding on to $4 million worth, where's the other 96 million worth? I assume this Matthew Wastman's got it. But anyway, I've gone over to the Facebook page because that's the founders post articles on this page, not actually the CEO. So normally when he posts something, they respond using this social media. So far they haven't posted anything, so nothing's been said about the email that he sent out. So we're waiting to hear from them. Maybe we'll hear something in the coming days. But then I actually went over to the Envion group. So this is just investors. There's no founders. There's no CEO. This is just, you know, us. This is you and me talking on a Facebook page. And people post in there, you know, someone posted it. Probably my favourite comment. It's the only one I've liked on this group page. Luke says, not my words, right, now I really don't give a fuck about the founders versus Matthews. Just get the mining done, you cunts. Couldn't have said it better, like a true Englishman. Did anyone receive this email from Envion today? What do you guys think? And obviously there's a load of opinions in there. So people questioning, why has he released this the day before he's meant to go to court? You know, that does actually alarm me a little bit. Why did he choose that day? Why did he choose today? You know, we could have had updates weeks or months ago. We'll see. People saying it smells fishy. There's an air of confidence about it. Westman will be jailed. I do not believe Westman. Why he sent an email day before the court? Yeah, I agree with that. Digging himself a bigger hole. Also, I don't think anyone disputed the capital raise itself was legal, just that it violated the contract, which he calls a belligerent agreement to try and make it sound less meaningful. Anyway, hold or buy, guys. Is the money... If the money has not disappeared, the project will restart. I think that's probably the key to why it's pumping. I think people are like, oh, actually, the money's still there. It hasn't just disappeared, so this mining could go on. And then they've gone over to, obviously, CoinMarketCap or whatever website they use, and therefore, oh, do you know what? Envion is a bargain at... And then these are not my words. I'm just assuming what people are thinking. But people are probably thinking, oh, Envion's a bargain at... I think it was down to 13 cents, something like that. Oh, now it's gone up to a 32 cent. 111% in one day. Oh, Jesus. Obviously, that's no good for people that have been invested for a long time, because that's still, even if you got it at the reduced rate of 70 cent per coin, that's still 50% loss. But if you'd bought a load of Envion today, you would have had 100% return straight away. So, I don't know. I honestly, this is my personal opinion. They're going to go to court tomorrow, and there's going to be some sort of release or article or something announced that it's been postponed, or they're going to re-adjourn to, and it'll be like 2 to 3 months later. Something needs to be provided evidence-wise. Obviously, it depends how long they take to provide that evidence. Anyway, people are going to realise, oh, so nothing's going to happen for the next 6 months, and we're going to see a massive drop in the price of Envion. Or what could happen is they sort it out, they sort their shit out, and Envion actually come out and say, or whatever, release a press release, right, we've got all the funds in one lump, you know, we've got it all together, it's all been sorted out, and we're going to start mining as of next week. And then I would assume you're going to see a pump in the price, probably based on today, you're going to see another pump of at least another probably 50%, I would assume, to get it back up to sort of ICO level, 70 cent. But I don't know. What do you guys feel? That's pretty much it. That's my take on it, my views. How do you guys feel? I'd love to see you all commenting in the chat section, in the live chat. Please comment. If you're watching this video after the live stream, please comment down below what your thoughts are on this whole Envion fiasco, where you can see it heading, what price do you think it's going to be. If you don't want to chat or you don't want to comment on the YouTube section, head over to the Telegram group chat. Join us all there. We all like discussing topics in cryptocurrency, so we'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So let's catch up with you guys. River J says hello, and BBL says made it. Team Big Glen, Team Big Glen. Baby London says Envion is dead. Mining isn't even profitable. I'm going to disagree with you there, Baby London. Not that I have proof myself, but from what I've been researching recently, mining Bitcoin is unprofitable at the moment, unless you've got awesome equipment at a cheap rate with no electricity costs. But mining shitcoins and converting them to Bitcoin at the end of the day, that seems quite profitable. So two sides to that story of the mine. That's my opinion anyway. I'm sure some of you out there can either agree with me or disagree with me on that point. BBL says the only envion will work now is if they buy new updated ASIC miners and have zero electricity costs with mining difficulty went up. Well, remember, BBL, that envion, so I forgot the name of the company now. Envion never said they were going to mine Bitcoin and Ethereum. They always stated that they were going to mine whatever the most profitable coin is within that hour or day. So they could mine Raven coin, Pigeon coin, Fuck token, Bunny token, whatever's worth whatever that day, whatever's the most profitable coin that day, and then use a converter or an exchange to exchange it to Ethereum. So we're not talking about Bitcoin mining. A lot of you are getting quite stung up on Bitcoin mining, and I agree with you. Bitcoin mining seems unprofitable at the moment unless you already got in years ago. So I think anyone joining that space now is going to be behind. But anyone mining anything else other than Bitcoin, there is still profit to be made out there, which hopefully once I get all this shed set up, I can show you guys, because I want to set up my own rig. So Baby London says, at this point, if you trust your money in this project, you're insane. This is too risky. I agree with you there, Baby London. Completely agree with you. Obviously, you know, where people see risk, they see gains. And if people decide, oh, do you know what, Envion's only 13 cents, I think it's going to be worth $1 at some point, you're talking about a 10 times gain. Now, when I came into crypto, investing in Envion, I always thought in my head, if it ever went up to $10, because I invested at 70 cents, I would probably cash a lot of that out anyway, because that's a 10 times gain. Now, people are looking at it thinking, oh, I could get a 10 times gain if it just goes back up to $1 or $1.30. You know, so risk does equate to profit, but we'll see. These people buying at 32 cents. Let's refresh this. It seems to be going up quite a bit. Ah, it's actually dropped down. It's dropping already, guys. We've just witnessed a bubble. Potentially, we'll keep refreshing this every I don't know, so often, and we'll see if this actually drops back down. But yeah, those people that were buying it at 32 cents, potentially they could be in for a 50% loss tomorrow. But that's betting on red or black on roulette table, and people do that almost every minute of every day. So, you know, people will do it. S Extreme says, tempting to sell now and buy back in a few days when it goes back down. That, to me, that sounds like an awesome strategy, S Extreme, because as soon as they announce that it hasn't been resolved tomorrow, I can imagine this is going to drop quite hard. Crypto Johnny says, you mine, Glenn? If so, if you're using an ant miner, which shitcoin would you be mining? No, I'm not mining at the moment. Sorry, Crypto Johnny. It was always my intention to mine, and I actually, at the beginning of my cryptocurrency journey, I decided to take a gamble with cloud mining, which I used Hashflare, which you guys may know. At the moment, Hashflare are unprofitable, so they're not. I think because Bitcoin went up a couple of $100, it's just tinkering on the edge of being profitable and not profitable. It's right there, and it seems like really we need Bitcoin to go over 7K for Hashflare to start paying us out again, because at the moment their maintenance fee is just about covering what you mine within a 24-hour window. So yeah, I wish obviously I'd invested the money and bought my own equipment, but then obviously I'd be paying quite a lot of electricity now, and would I be mining that much Bitcoin? It's really difficult, actually. I think the way forward at the moment is GPU mining, or or the other one, which was FPGU mining. Have a look at that up on YouTube. That seems to be, it's sort of like an in-between of an ASIC miner and a GPU. It gets massive results, but still remains its non-ASIC properties. So it gets past any coins that are ASIC resistant. So yeah, that's the thing to buy at the minute. And that's what I would like to do. But I think the way forward, long-term wise, is GPU mining, because obviously they're so flexible and you can always try and get your money back, whereas the second a ASIC miner is deemed not profitable, no one will want it. You know, they're loud, they're bulky, they take up a large amount of electricity. No one wants them, apart from BBL. He'll buy it off you. He loves an ASIC miner, don't you, BBL? Let's have a look. Russell says, hey, thanks for joining, Russell. So what I do is mine shitcoins all day and turn it into BTC. Yeah, that's right, BBL. And I think that at the minute, that's the only way mining's profitable. You have to mine a bunch of shitcoins and convert them into Bitcoin at the end of the day, or with whatever time period you're locked into, and convert it back. Actually, mining Bitcoin itself is unprofitable. But what is interesting actually is we hear a lot of talk about what does it cost to produce a Bitcoin, and if Hashflare is anything to go by, it seems that about 6,500 is the cost of mining. And bearing in mind, obviously they're a big operation with a bit of profit involved. You know, they've got the biggest amount of ASIC miners, they've got massive farms, they've got very low electricity, they're in very cold areas where they haven't got to spend much on cooling systems. So they're literally running at probably the highest amount of profitability at the moment. And if they're saying that they're not paying people out at 6,500 Bitcoin price because the amount that it costs to mine that Bitcoin only just covers the maintenance fee, you've got to say that one Bitcoin at the moment is worth about 6,500. When people say, yeah, Bitcoins are not worth anything, if you actually look at how much it costs to make one Bitcoin, I would say at the minute you're looking at 6.5K. Now, I saw some reports out. Someone said, oh, it costs $2,000 to make a Bitcoin, or it costs this. And someone else commented saying the actual price of making a Bitcoin is actually round about the $6,000 mark. Now, at the time, I didn't think nothing of it. But obviously now this whole Hashflare incident, and obviously ASIC miners becoming non-profitable, mining Bitcoin that is, you got to say that Bitcoin is currently worth what it is to make one. Now, to me, that says that this is the lowest technically that Bitcoin should ever go. Or what it went to the other day, 6,000, was it 6,200 it went to? 1.65, let's zoom in the last 1 month. The lowest was here, 6.3. I would say that is what it costs to make a Bitcoin. So that should, in theory, for a little while, be the bottom of what it's worth. Now that says to me that Bitcoin is currently, and this is not financial advice, this is just my opinion, it says to me that we're at a position now where you are truly getting a Bitcoin at its, you know, value to make it. So like you're getting it at cost price, if you like. If you was to go to Cadbury's or Apple and say, right, I want an iPhone, but I want to pay what it costs you to make it, they're going to say, well, that costs us about $150 US, but we normally charge 700 for it. Imagine getting one of them for 150. That's where I think we're at with Bitcoin at the minute. I think they're at cost price based on the mining activities that have happened recently. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sorry, I need to catch up with what everyone was saying. Knowles G says, I think Envion will recover after this investigation will be over. Yeah, depends on what way it swings. I'm not too sure what I make of that at the minute. Baby London says, so basically the whole mining game is shit coins to BTC. There be bubble and the house of cards will collapse. Foru says, LOL, of course buying low and selling high is a good strategy. It's the whole point of your trading. BBL says, at Crypto Johnny, mining Dutch pool. Frederick says, yo. Hello, Frederick. Thanks for joining. I haven't seen you about recently, Fred. What's going on? Where's the love? I might have to ring Specsavers up. I can't see no love. Crypto Johnny says, Dutch pool. I'll look into that, thanks. Yeah, my S9s are making like $6 a day, LOL. Ethereum miners are still pretty profitable. Well, that's the trouble with ASIC miners, is that they do one task. Now, if that one task at any point becomes unprofitable, then you're fucked, really. Let's just catch up with... I'll have a look at that. Really shit, I have to look at that. Using ASIC or another machine, never heard of it. LOL, all ASICs, number 6 of them. Very tight margins. Andrea says, I'm mining with 12 GPUs, 1080 Ti's, about $600 to $700 worth of altcoins per month. And then I exchange to Bitcoin. Electricity cost is around $250 a month. But as soon as Bitcoin start going to go up again. So yeah, that's the thing. If you can mine any coin at the moment and just convert it into Bitcoin, obviously you need hope that Bitcoin does go up in value. Obviously that's what we all want. And then you're laughing, aren't you? Because obviously you would have mined it in the tough times, and obviously as the price of Bitcoin goes up, then mining Bitcoin becomes profitable again. So you're still in the driving seat there. So fair play to you, Andreas, and thank you for sharing that information. I always really like it when people give me honest views on what they're doing, how they're doing it, how much it costs them. You know, I find that with a lot of people online, when they speak to me, either tell me they're very cryptic about what they tell me, which is fair enough. You know, it's a big thing sharing personal information with someone else from across the world online. But I really appreciate when people do give honest stories, so thank you for that. Crypto Johnny says, I have 2 6 GPU rigs mining Ethereum only and have 1 S9 for BTC. I have to try out these alternates. BBL says, sell your ASICs. Andrea says, by the way, in the winter, the rig heat the whole apartment, so safe. He's looking at all the positives. The ASIC miner warms his house up nice and toasty. So Bitcoin obviously has gone up a couple of $100 in the last couple of days, which is really good news. We've got a Bart Simpson head pattern going on here. As what's his name? I can't remember his name. Who's that investor? The guy who gives lots of trading tips. Oh God, why can't I remember his name? It's gonna come in a second. Richard, there he is. He mentioned about Bart Simpson hair. Every time there's a hack, this is the pattern that Bitcoin tends to make. So apparently, I can't remember the name of the company. Is it Bitfum or something like that? They apparently were $30 million that they had to pay back in backdated taxes, and then they also just recently, like in the last few days, had a hack for $30 million. So very convenient timing as well. And you would think that if a company like that got hacked for $30 million, surely they would be completely under and closed down. But I think they're still going strong. So yeah, I think we're starting to see a pattern with these hacks that we're seeing. Obviously, we're seeing people getting hacked just before tax returns are due. We're seeing people get hacked after taxes have been announced. So yeah, it's all a bit up in the air at the moment. At BitGlen, what happened to the LTC giveaway last week? And sell me your ASICs, LOL. What, the $25 worth of, was it Litecoin I said? I thought I said Bitcoin. I actually announced the winner. Someone commented on my YouTube video. Dean, he commented on my video. So I decided that he was the winner of the $25. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Sell me your ASICs, LOL. So if anyone wants to get rid of ASICs, BBL's the man to contact. He loves them. I saw some miners that were styled like household radios. That would be good. Right. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm going to be back in about 1 to 2 minutes. Bear with me. Whew! Back. Sorry about that, guys. Crypto Johnny says, must be time for a quickie. You boys do that over there, huh? He's going to do a big fart. No, I would do that live on video. I had to actually, if you want to know, I had to go turn the hose off because it was filling up this hot tub that I just bought. And I remembered, oh yeah, I need to turn it off about 11 o'clock, but I've got so wrapped up in talking to you guys, it's just filled right up to the top. So, BBL says, just kidding. Everyone in the chat, I don't want to buy your AC miners. What if they're really cheap? Andrea says, GPUs are easier to sell on second-hand markets when mining isn't profitable, but who are you going to buy an old ASIC? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Long-term wise, you got this ASIC, it becomes non-profitable, then all of a sudden you can't get rid of it. And we found that with, watching another YouTuber, JMS Vlogs, who sometimes obviously comments in the videos, he said that with his S9, all of a sudden he couldn't get rid of it. He tried selling it. He bought it for like $3.5 grand, and then he tried selling it at $3 grand, then 2.5, then 2, then 1,800, and he couldn't get rid of it. And that's the trouble really. At then you've just lost $3.5 grand. You have to hope that you obviously accumulated $3.5 grand back in that time. You know, so you've made your money back, but I don't think he did. I can't remember how much he actually earned while he was mining with it. Whereas GPUs, yeah, you're right. Obviously, while they're still worth something, GPUs can be used for gaming, for updating old computers, for graphic designers, or, you know, there's just a lot more demand for GPUs because they do more tasks, which makes sense. So that means that obviously you can quite easily shift them after. Even if you bought it at $900 a GPU, you could then probably sell it for say $600, but at least you haven't lost all your money, whereas that is what tends to happen with ASIC miners. So bear that in mind when buying one, guys. BP says, 13 watching, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, come on, smash that likes up. Extreme says, hot tub time machine, buy BTC in 2011. I wish. But then I'm sure one day someone will watch my YouTube channel and go, oh my God, this guy's talking about Bitcoin being worth 6k. Oh, do you know what? So my son today said, Dad, can I buy V-Bucks? I said no. He said, what if I do chores? I said, and I just sat there and I thought about it. Obviously, V-Bucks, if you don't know, is a currency in Fortnite. You know, you convert your money into V-Bucks, and then you can buy, I don't know, they buy dances and skins and stuff like that for this video game, Fortnite. So I just wondered, I thought I'd put it out there. I said to him, Tyler, how much is it for the lowest amount of V-Bucks? He said $7.99. Yeah, so £7.99, which in dollars is probably about $10. So I said to him, Tyler, what would you prefer? Me to give you 1,000 V-Bucks right now, which are worth £7.99, or would you prefer if I gave you £10 cash? And he went, V-Bucks. Now, he's 9, and he should understand, obviously, the value of money. But at that point in time, the cash is no good to him. Now, I grew up, obviously, in a generation where, I don't know if you guys have this saying where you're from, but, you know, I've always been brought up, cash is king. Cash is king. That's what we've always been brought up on, you know. Now, to a kid who wants to play a video game, I'll give him that £10 cash. He can't put the cash in the Xbox. He hasn't got a bank account. He can't, he'd have to go to town, which is going to cost him a couple of quid in either parking or a bus or a train or whatever, and pay that £10 in the bank, and then go home and buy it using, obviously, his card. Now, obviously, that's the society we live in. I think that's becoming more and more, you know, the case. Cash has lost its dominance in the world. And I think, obviously, eventually it will just be contactless and banks and stuff like that. But here's my point. He would rather the digital money that's worth less than have the cash, which is worth more. I found that quite interesting, and he had a friend round. He had a friend round as well, and I just asked him, and they thought I was telling them off. They were like, "Why are you asking us this?" And I was like, "No, I'm just wondering." So I said to this kid, Kai, I said, "Kai, what would you prefer? £10 cash or 1,000 V-Bucks?" And he said as well, "Well, £10 worth more." I went, "Yeah, it is." I went, "What would you do with that 10?" He said, "Well, I'll buy sweets." I said, "All right." He's a bit younger. He's 8. But then he was like, "Does that mean I don't get the V-Bucks though? Because I'd buy the V-Bucks." And I said, "No, you'd have cash. You can't put the cash in the Xbox." He went, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'd rather the V-Bucks then." And then I sort of put it, I thought I'd test the water. I said to him, "All right, what if I said £20?" And then they said, "Oh yeah, no, we'd have the £20," because they realised obviously that was worth 2.5 times more than the V-Bucks or whatever. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting because although they're only 7 and 8, you know, you may say, "Oh, Glenn, they're idiots." "Oh, Glenn, I would take the £10 cash any day and I'd put it in the bank and invest it." You know, the thought that was going through my head is they're the future. You know, they're growing up thinking, what the fuck am I going to do with cash? Like, I want the digital currency online because that's going to give me instant access to this thing I want. And they're growing up like that. Now, I never grew up like that. You know, I didn't really grow up playing multiplayer online games, so therefore you take those out of the equation, like World of Warcraft. Generally, any currency in a video game, you would have to earn yourself, and you would have to play the game for hours and hours and just build it up yourself. But the only reason you needed money was to buy a new game or buy an expansion pack. And then obviously as the PS3 and PS4 become more evolved online and the Xbox Online, you can now buy games online, obviously using your bank card and credit card and all that. But that's only come into effect really probably the last, I would say, I'm going to say 8 years. I'm only saying that because it was a couple of years before I met my current wife. I remember that it all, like Call of Duty and that, people buying extra add-ons and stuff like that. Yeah, so, all right, let's say 10 years, just to round it up. So in the last 10 years, now I'm 33, so obviously I was 23 before this all started happening. Obviously he's been born with that all the time. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought, I'm getting a bit deep here. I thought, how can cryptocurrency fail? All right, we could all be investing in the wrong coin, but how can the concept of a cryptocurrency fail? Because we have got pretty much most of the world most of the world's youth growing up wanting some form of digital currency or another, whether that's video games, online, Facebook. I noticed when I logged into YouTube today, this is the first time I've ever seen it pop up. It came up saying, sign up to YouTube's, there you go, look, this is my YouTube account. This is the first time I've ever seen this. YouTube Premium, paid memberships. And I thought, oh, what's that all about? And, you know, the second that one of those come out and it's something I really want, and they say we only accept whatever, Bitcoin, Verge, Litecoin, whatever. I don't know what coin it's going to be, but in the future, the kids, that's all they're going to want. That, you know, that obviously they won't be kids then. They'll be people my age, and they'll just think, they'll grow up thinking, yeah, my dad offered me cash. My dad offered me cash when I was little. What the fuck am I going to do with cash? You know, they'll be laughing about it. Anyway, I got a bit deep there. What do you guys think? BBL says they're all heading over to eBay. Let's show Crypto Johnny's message. Gotta go eat my big ass steak bit, Glenn. Cheers. Well, enjoy that. I hope you've got some chips with it. Gotta have the carbs. BBL says Bitcoin for storing wealth and Litecoin for transactions or day-to-day purchases. Yeah, I feel a bit bad for Litecoin because obviously it's done well, but it just seems to be going down and down the list, isn't it? Obviously it's in 6th place at the minute, even with EOS having all these major issues. Litecoin is still doing exactly what it says on the tin. But if anything, it's gone down in market cap share. Now, will that happen in the future? I think Litecoin will go up because it's quite cheap. It's fairly fast. Yeah, I don't see why Litecoin still isn't the 3rd best cryptocurrency. I really don't. Ripple hasn't signed up any major banks, and I read an article the other day that Ripple and Ripple coins are not actually making any transactions cheaper by the banks. They're making them faster, but they're not making them any cheaper. I don't know how true that is, but I was thinking, well, what's the point of it then? Like, what are they trying to achieve here? You know, I don't know. That's my fault. Let's see this. S Extreme says V-Bucks story was like the Verge Pornhub promo video. Yeah, they in the future they'll need their V-Bucks to do all kinds of gains. I think that's really it, to be honest, guys. Unless there's something else you wanted me to talk about. What I did want to do today actually is I need to sort out my Hashflare account. I still can't log into my Hashflare. That's my fault, not Hashflare's. Obviously, I've lost the access to the Google Authenticator app. Can you see that little flash in there? Little purple flash in that. Obviously, to me, looking at it now, it's just, you can't see nothing. But when you put it up in the camera, you can see it. That's the thing that scans your face to unlock the phone all the time. No wonder why the battery goes so quick. Yeah, I want to convert everything back to Bitcoin now because I feel this is, and obviously I've said it already, I feel like Bitcoin is at cost price. And getting anything in life at cost price generally is a good rule of thumb. It's normally a good way to start trading. And that's where I feel like we're at with Bitcoin at the moment. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you feel about that? Something that does annoy me though is that I can't. Oh no, actually, I've just realised I can't deposit EOS and I can't withdraw it, but I can trade it. So I could trade my EOS back to Bitcoin. the other things that I need to do is will it let me go? Will it let me trade? EOS for ETC. Hey, so yeah, I'm gonna try and trade that tonight, and I want to trade all the other coins. I know that obviously a lot of you are like, Glenn, your coins are all over the place. You need to sort it out. Your portfolio's a mess. Blah blah blah. Which it is really. I've got bits here, bits there. I need to sort it out. I've got some money over at Kucoin. I've got some, obviously, my balance on Hashflare. I've got Binance. I think I've got some money in HitBTC. I've got some money in my Ethereum wallet. I've also got some tokens on my Ethereum wallet, which I don't... Oh, this is a question. If any of you know how to do this. On my Ethereum wallet, you have to click on... You've got, obviously, it shows you how much Ethereum you've got. But do you guys know how to... I swear I've signed up to airdrops and stuff like that. Now, normally in the past, when I've bought tokens or stuff, it doesn't just automatically appear on my Ether wallet. I have to actually add the coin. But I can't remember what those airdrops are, what they're called. I don't know if I've received them. So I may have tokens or coins on my Ethereum wallet that I can't view, or I don't know where they are or how to access them. I don't know if anyone would be able to help me out with that, but that's something I need to look into. Because obviously I only started doing the airdrops literally just before I went on holiday, so about 3-4 weeks ago. So that'll be interesting. Then I've got Z Classic on a Ethereum wallet, or a desktop wallet. And some Bitcoin private. I'm thinking about cashing those in for Bitcoin now. Obviously, they've been a loss for me. Actually, they're probably worth what I paid for them, so I'll probably just be gaining my money back. But I don't know. I've just got a feeling no one's really talking about Bitcoin at the minute. So that tells me that probably something's going to happen with Bitcoin. And that is complete nonsense. That is complete... You know, putting your finger in the air and guessing. Check on Etherscan on token transfer to see what you have on that wallet. I may have to be in communication with US Extreme at some point to figure out how to do that. I've still got fiat sitting on an exchange from April. When to pull the trigger? Check your wallet addresses on Etherscan. How do I do that? The trouble is, how do I do that without giving away my login details in front of all you guys? My Ether scan. Search by address, tax hash, block, token. I'm going to have to find my Ethereum wallet address. Actually, I might be able to message it to myself. Sorry guys, I know this is not the best live streaming action, but at least you get to see my bald patch. I have no shame. Right, I've got my wallet address. I'm gonna post it into the Telegram group chat. Copy. Paste. Go. Token transfers. Envion signal. Oh, maybe I haven't got any others then. Token balances, $300. This is a pretty cool website, isn't it? Ether value. Shows how much Ethereum I've got. Comment. Oh, well, there you go. Maybe I haven't got any. Russell says, don't mix media on the computer or phones. Media. Dun, dun, dun. That's probably really good advice, actually. I am probably testing the waters there a bit. But, yeah, no, it seems like I haven't actually got any other tokens other than Signal and Envion. So, thank you for telling me that, guys. I'll bear that in mind in the future. Bitcoin seems to be the only one that's up at the moment, although it's only by a little bit. Let's refresh this. Oh, it's gone down a bit now. So it seems like they're in for a dip tonight. Unless you're Tron. Tether's obviously always the same. Dash is up. Ethereum Classic up 6% again. I actually thought, oh, I wonder if that'll dip a bit before, obviously, Coinbase actually making the announcement. I think the way they've done it this time is fair. You know, they come out and said, right, you know, we're going to implement Ethereum Classic. Obviously, as soon as they announced that, we all saw the pump after they announced it. And obviously, the pump has been quite steady. It hasn't just been like, with Bitcoin Cash, it was so clear as day that obviously a couple of hours before the announcement was made, Bitcoin Cash was just pumping hard. So obviously everyone, insiders knew. But I think this way it gives a shot for, you know, the average person to read that and obviously buy it if they choose to. So fair play to Coinbase for doing that. Let's have a little look at the biggest gainers and losers. IOST, they're the biggest gainers at 15%. Enigma, Ethereum Classic, Basic Attention Token, it's up 6%. So there are a few gainers, but it seems like they're all heading down. So maybe we're in for a bad night, and maybe tomorrow morning. Let's have a look at the biggest losers. Loser. Is that right? Wanky Chain? Who comes up with these cryptocurrencies? I do wonder. That's in the top 100 as well. At some point, I'm going to have to do a video about Wanky Chain. Well, not if it keeps going down like that. I mean, by the looks of things, that has had a bad day, like bad week. That's continuously down. This is one that I'm interested in, actually. So I was watching a video from a crypto trader, the South African guy, and he had an interview with Polymath, and obviously they were saying basically security tokens are going to be the next big thing. And I've seen quite a lot of videos about this, and a lot of well-respected people as well saying the same thing, like the Ethereum developers, other crypto traders, people that do technical analysis, and they're all saying later on this year the big thing is going to be securities or security tokens or coins. Polymath, by the sounds of things, is trying to become the Ethereum of securities, whereas obviously a lot of ICOs and tokens have all jumped on the Ethereum bandwagon and created loads of ERC20 tokens. Polymath want to do not the same, but they want to have securities building on their platform, which if that happens later on this year, we could see a massive increase in Polymath. This is not financial advice. I'm not recommending Polymath at all, but it's definitely one that's on my radar to look out for, because if they can achieve what they're setting out to do, and all of a sudden we start seeing securities popping up left, right, and centre, and obviously Polymath is like the Ethereum. At the moment, they're currently trading for 36 cents, and at the minute they're at a 6% dip. But this interview with the the main guy behind Polymath, he seemed fairly legit and really sort of passionate about what he was doing. So that sort of made me think that, you know, there's good things to come from Polymath, and that's one to keep on the radar. I watched a video, I shared it in my Telegram group chat, of someone actually reviewing the Ethos app on iOS, iPhone, and it looks really good. And that was the like alpha or beta version. It wasn't the full version. It only had about 3 or 4. Oddly enough, one of them was Ethereum Classic, so maybe they knew something was going to happen. But I'm really excited for Ethos, the app, to come out. And when they released that video of someone reviewing it, I thought, oh, when's the actual app coming? I messaged them on Twitter saying, like, it looks really good. Well done to the YouTuber who did that. When's the full version coming out? And I don't think they replied to me, actually. So it'd be good for them to announce when their app's coming out, because I'm really looking forward to that. That's really it, I suppose. Mithril is dipping finally. Not finally. That's probably bad of me to say that, but $1.55 was that all-time high. They're currently sitting at 43 cents. Right, me yawning, that's the time to say, Glenn, get out, go to bed. So that's it really, guys. I hope you've enjoyed me obviously continuing to cover the envion story. What do you guys think? Do you want me to keep talking about envion, even though I'm not invested in it? So at least you guys know that I'm not trying to shill anything on anyone, because I don't actually hold any Ethereum. I've got about 700 Ethereum, envion. See, I'm making mistakes now. That shows I'm tired. I've got about 700 envion tokens, but they're my friend Nathan's. And I even messaged him today and said, do you want me to sell your coins because it's going up so much? And he still said no. So he said he's going to wait it out. So that's up to him. But other than that, obviously, I've got no investment, no interest in envion at all at the moment. Obviously, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Fingers crossed they get their shit together and they sort it all out. That would be really good for, I think, the investors to see something like that. So that's it from me, guys. Don't forget to give before you log off this video, before you all run away, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And also, if you're new to this channel and you want me to keep talking about, obviously, the story behind envion, click the subscribe button. And also, obviously, there's a lot more coming from me within the next, coming weeks, months, years, hopefully. I've just released a new video today. I probably should have scheduled it to come out tomorrow, as I've done this live stream. No one will probably watch it now because they watch this instead. But I've done a video talking about Stellar. Got some really good things to say about Stellar. Seems like a really good project. I actually quite like Stellar. I don't know if I prefer over Ripple, but by the sounds of things, it's on its way to beating Ripple, and they've got IBM behind them as well. So check out that video. It's only like 15 minutes long, I think. It's quite a short video. And I'll be doing, obviously, continuing the top 100 cryptos. I can't wait to really get sort of further down the list, because I know that videos about the top 5, top 10 at least. Obviously, there's so many YouTubers that do videos about them. Whereas when I'd done the Lisk video, which was one of my first ones, someone asked me to look into Lisk, and I said, yeah, all right, and I'll do it. So I've done a video about Lisk, got loads of views. So obviously there's a demand out there for learning about some of the lower end cryptocurrencies. It's just unfortunate that I actually decided to start working my way through from number 1 downwards. I should have probably done from 100 upwards. And I probably would have got more views. But anyway, check that video out. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll try and do one again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get an announcement from Envion and obviously this court case. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. So see you later, guys. Bye.